Okay, so as usual, let's first start off the deck. The deck is made up of a beautiful premium carbon fiber. And just like the other two versions, I thought the red was really nice, the black was even better looking, and this one in my opinion, with that titanium kind of silver look, I don't know, I just think this actually looks the best. It's a little over 31 inches in length and about 9.5 inches in width. Its max load is 440 pounds and the total weight of the board is right under 20 pounds. But the best part about the board is the shape of the deck. The shape of the deck is heavily inspired by downhill racers, so these wheel flares, the drop down and the concave really locks in your front and back foot to maintain high speed and great stability. But the deck also has more to offer. It has integrated front and rear lights. So if you double click the top button, you will allow the brake lights to work. So engage the brakes and you'll see flashing just for the brakes. Double click it again and you'll get a solid light. If you double click it again, your third light will be a breathing mode. Double click it again and you'll get your last mode, which is a flashing mode. And if you double click it again, all the lights will be turned off. And the rear tail light is the same thing, just in a red color instead of blue. Now for another cool feature with this Alpha 6 board is the optional kicktail. Now in my opinion, if you're going for the Alpha 6 belt drive version, I think you should absolutely spend another 50 more bucks to get the kicktail added with this board because it has a lot of great attributes. The board is small, somewhat lightweight, but if you have this actual kicktail in the rear, it also works as a handle. It makes it very easy to roll it around, take it on your commute, or just makes your daily errands much easier. But what I love about the kicktail is using the board like a traditional skateboard. Hopping off of curbs, lifting up the front end to get over manhole covers, doing manuals, and then using that rear kicktail to pivot the board wherever you need to go. So if you're in a tight spot and you need to do a little 180 turn or even a 360 turn, utilize the kicktail. Now the deck also has an integrated enclosure, making it one whole piece. No chunky attached battery that gets in the way, just one minimalistic yet elegant design that really retains that sleek, slim, downhill racer style board with the perfect size 13S setup. Because I think if you go for a bigger battery setup, this would really ruin the essence of a smaller kicktail board, especially a downhill type style, because those boards aren't heavy and chunky. This should be easy to carry, easy to maneuver, and it should be easy and enjoyable and fun to take on your daily trips, whether you're commuting, going to your local store, riding to your college campus, or riding to work. So definitely utilize its size, its shape, its kicktail, and of course its fun factor. As for range, I'm a 160 pound rider and the temperature was about 69 degrees Fahrenheit. I rode in mostly S plus mode, but a little bit in S mode. I got a total of 21.5 miles of range with the Alpha 6 belt drive version. Bars left. 19, 20, 21, 22. As for the wheels, the Alpha 6 is utilizing 90mm wheels by 60mm in width and 72A durometer. The texture is again this kind of surface process wheel, which I like to call a stone ground finish. but it's not a traditional stone ground. It's kind of like this very lightweight feeling rubber stone ground. It's hard to explain, but it also makes the wheel incredibly squishy. Probably the squishiest production 90mm wheel I've ever seen on any production board out of the box. So yes, riding over bad roads like this, it will be more comfortable than a regular traditional 90mm wheel that you're probably used to. Is it significant like a Mad wheel or a rubber 115? No, but it always helps to have a little bit more comfort when you have these small wheels and you want to retain that essence of a smaller kicktail board and not make it bulky, chunky, and not sit high off the ground. The grip is really good too, nothing to complain about, but of course it's not going to be as grippy as something like a boosted 105 or a 115 rubber wheel. Now, since this is a belt drive board and it's an ABEC core, if you have cloud wheels, you can simply slap them on or get a Kegel pulley for Mad wheels or orangatang wheels. As for the trucks, the Alpha 6 belt drive version is utilizing precision reverse kingpin trucks that are a little over 7 inches in width, 8mm axles, 88A durometer bushings, and high cupped wall washers for maximum stability. I mean, as usual, the CNC trucks that ELOFTY has built are just really, really nice. Very well polished, very well made, and I'm pretty sure these are softer bushings from the past model, which in my opinion feels better during carving, but also retains that great stability when you want to ride real fast. But as you can probably guess, it does come at a cost when it comes to the turning radius. Is the turning radius great? No. It's not terrible, but it's not great. Even with the bushing somewhat loose, the front having 1 thread showing, and I think the rear has about 2 threads showing, it still doesn't have great turning radius. But that's what the Kicktail is for. Now, speaking of tight turns, I think on their website it says up to 115mm in diameter for wheels. I don't recommend going over 105 because I'm not a heavy rider, and when I get the board as tight as possible, it gets pretty dang close to having wheel bite. As for the ESC and the remote, the Alpha 6 belt drive is utilizing an FOC ESC pushing 65 amps. And just like the Alpha S6 version, good power, smooth, no twitchiness, no complaints from me. The remote is simple, functional, has all the data you need, just like every other FOC remote. If you tap the bottom button 5 times, you can quickly change it to miles per hour to kilometers and also change the brake levels. Then if you click that button 8 times, you go to the back screen menu to get more detailed data of your actual board, its readouts, and you can customize your board's performance the way you want to as a rider. But as silly as it sounds, I prefer this FOC finger hole remote as opposed to the regular FOC or Hobbywing remotes. It just feels a little bit more secure and better to hold. As for the motors, the Alpha 6 is utilizing Hobbywing's 5.2, 5.5, 1500 watts each belt drive motors. Okay guys, here we go, giant hill test, same hill we always use, ELOFTY Alpha 6 belt drive version, S Plus mode, almost full battery, 90mm wheels. Let's see how she does. Nice. Remote says 27, 26. All right, let go of throttle. Nice. No issues there. All right, let's check the rider up. 25 miles per hour right on the nose, and the remote said 26, 27. So you know the remote is a little bit off, just like most of these FOC systems. But 25 miles per hour up a giant hill on such a smaller board is definitely impressive. Good job, ELOFTY. Okay guys, acceleration test, S Plus mode, almost full battery. 1, 2, 3, go. Nice. Nice, picking up good. Ew. Yeah, as usual, ELOFTY is not super powerful off the line, and I don't think that's a bad thing. It's got plenty of power for most riders out there, but don't expect it to throw you off. Okay guys, here we go. Top speed test on the Alpha 6 belt drive, S Plus mode, 1 bar gone, up a slight hill. Now, I consider myself a pretty good rider, but when it comes to top speed, 35 to 40 miles per hour on mini boards or channel truck boards, they're not exactly my forte, so I don't think I'm gonna get the 37 miles per hour. That's if this board can do it. But I'm certainly gonna try for you guys. Here we go.
Wow, it's actually stable. Yoo-hoo. Very nice. Wow, tighten the trucks up just a little bit, and this thing is stable. Let's check the rider app. 31.8 miles per hour. That was up a slight hill and 1 bar gone. Do I think it can get to 37? No. Do I think it can get to 34? Maybe. Okay, so the one thing I don't like about these FOC systems is the S mode is drastically less powerful than S Plus mode. Now, I expect it to be about 25, maybe 30% less powerful than the S Plus mode, but with the FOC systems, they're just too dramatic, honestly. Here's S mode. 1, 2, 3, go. I mean, come on, this is way too weak. That feels like 50 to maybe 60% less powerful than S Plus, when it should be like 25, maybe 30% less powerful. That's just my input. Okay, let's do a brake test at 15 miles per hour. 1, 2, 3, brake. Nice, good, good. And as usual, you can adjust the brakes, and those brakes were set at 100.
Few things worth mentioning. The unboxing of the board is great. Very secure, packed very well, no complaints at all. Comes with stickers, 3-amp charger, a bunch of tools, your remote, owner's manual, spare belts, and some wristbands that come in different colors in case you want to wear them. Now, since there's no bash guard protecting the motors and the motor mounts, when you do a manual or you go off a curb and you're not gaining enough speed, your motor mounts and or your belt covers will get scratched. Now, I wouldn't worry about this too much. They're meant to take a beating, but it's worth mentioning. Now, something very, very small, but something worth mentioning just in case it comes out of the box like mine did, the grip tape. Just make sure there's no bubbles and make sure it's nice and pressed and sealed before you take it out for a ride. Final thoughts. What can I say? ELOFTY has done it again. This is not only that fun cruiser that's very easy to bring around, has really cool lights, a smooth throttle, but it's stable as hell, and yet you can also treat it as a traditional kicktail board, doing manuals, hopping off of curbs, all with that downhill platform. It's kind of getting the best of both worlds. A commuter board that has great polish, great specs that are high quality, insane stability, yet also has good carve, and still so portable and easy to carry around. Not for nothing, with this price point, it's even better than something like the old Miles Phantom. The basic Miles Phantom is even more expensive than this much updated board with kind of that same platform with much more performance, range, and definitely better technology. Also, ELOFTY has great customer service and they have been around for a very long time. They were just behind the scenes. We didn't really know about them. They were making boards for a lot of companies. We just weren't aware of it. Use our discount code eSkateUnity at checkout to save yourself some money. Link in the description. Thank you for watching, guys. Please comment, like, share, subscribe. Have a good one, guys.